I love about the organisation, the variety is exciting, we're passionate and committed to helping to improve the people's lives in Yarn Valley, where we provide health, well-being, social, educational activities for all ages, and it generally improves people's quality of life. There's no facility like Gwynfi Miners Community Hall in the area. We are the only community service that provides the activities we do. We exist because the building was earmarked for closure due to austerity and funding cuts imposed by Neath Talbot County Borough Council. There's no other option. If a community didn't take it over, facilities like Gwynfi Miners Community Hall and other community-run organisations would close. It's for the benefit of the community, where they can access a range of activities locally without travelling to the nearby towns where that's the closest place to access such services. We work with the health body for the GP referral scheme.
The GP referral scheme, we get people sent from the GP with a range of different conditions. They come down once a week, and then we just write programs for them individually. We can also help with other things like nutrition advice for them. Since we've been doing it, I've seen a lot of progress in the people that have been on the scheme. They seem more confident in themselves, more outgoing. So it seems to have really helped a lot. So it's beneficial for us to have it here. The nearest one, I think, from us is about 11-12 miles away with Talbot.
We are heavily reliant on grant funding. We also have a small majority of our income generated through room hire and our core activities, but also community fundraising remains an integral part of the running of our organisation. With all of these, we're still left with a funding gap, and without the funding gap is shortened, we could eventually be in a precarious financial position. When the organisations was handed over from our local authority, every community facility was running at a loss. We've taken over and we've already saved over 35% of the running costs. However, still a shortfall, because realistically, all the Valley organisations run by the community could not exist without a level of co-funding.
This one in particular in Blaen Gwynfi has been running now for 5 years, I think, by the community. But over that period of time, they have struggled with various different struggles along the way. It could be building issues, it could be running costs, it could be activity development. But it's still here, it's still running successfully. However, there is a need moving forward for that co-funding, because this building is operated by paid staff. Without the paid staff, this building wouldn't be open. And as a bare minimum, there is a need for co-funding to keep organisations like this going. The need for these organisations is increasing, I would say, with austerity and the more centralisation of services. Citizens are needing facilities in their communities to be able to access and have support to access services that are needed. We
have got funds to continue operating for the next 12 months. However, we can't look further beyond that unless we did get co-funding. But also, due to the age of the building, it was built in 1901, we do need some essential costs just for general maintenance.
Organisations like this one have struggled in getting funding and securing funding longer term, because everyone is asking for a business plan for 5 or 10 years. But at the moment, they're firefighting, and it's very difficult to plan for the future if you don't know if you're going to be open next week or next month. So I think there is a need and an awareness needed by funders that there needs to be longer term support given to organisations like this, because there's massive potential here. It's a significant sized building, and I know the trustees and directors have got plans and ideas for the future, but they can't quite get there yet because they need to make sure that they can open as they are currently, providing the services for the community. And due to the age of miners' welfare halls, where they've come from, they're all in different states of repair, but I would say lots of them do need some significant investment in building costs in varying degrees. There's others in Neath Talbot which would probably need millions to bring them into a state which is fit for purpose. And it is about reviewing, I suppose, what the needs of the community are alongside that. But obviously there is lots of heritage attached to these buildings as well, and something that people are passionate about.
Neath Talbot's CVS have been supported from the start, where they've helped us with funding bids and different other support. People like us are passionate about taking over the community organisations, but have little knowledge about constitutions and the legal implications of taking over charities. So they've been a great asset guiding us through the legal side of it. Moving forward, we would like more legal advice, financial advice, and I'm working with other organisations like land registry and different things, and what implications it would be if we didn't keep up to date with the legal requirements. Coalfields have been excellent from the start. They provide ongoing support. They're only a phone call away if we need anything. More recently, they've funded specialist surveys that has included asbestos survey, health risk management, and also a flooding survey. The flooding has been intermittent for the last 2 decades, but fortunately, through the surveys, identified the problem with a course of action. And we are glad to say now, just by having these small measures and the specialist help, we've cured the flooding in our basement area. But also with the flooding downstairs now, that's a big area of our business. We can reopen our gymnasium now, which takes a lot of pressure off the upstairs gym that can become overcrowded. Also the sports hall then, we committed for children's activities, because they need leisure time activities to become fit, remain active and build resilience for the future. The last financial year, we recorded 15,000 users, which is consecutive increase every year since we started, and now we're into our 7th year. Although we're on par with the previous user figures, if the sports hall was up and running, we would have estimated an extra 2,000-3,000 increase on top of the 15,000 that has already been recorded, which due to a population of 1,300, I think the numbers are fantastic. The boxing, on average, you're getting 15 children per evening. The library, we get in 20-25 children per evening. Our coffee morning, that's been going on for more than 70 years. We get staggering 45 elderly ladies every Thursday without fail. Our youth service as well, it's the most popular youth club in East Talbot, where we exceed over 40 youths every week as well, so that's something to be proud of. Yeah, moving forward, we need continued support from specialist organisations. Also, we need to secure co-funding to help the building become more financially sustainable, where we can then focus on larger projects and to expand our services. We all need to work collaboratively with other organisations to access more resources.